Welcome back, students. Let's continue with our matter around us or matter in our surrounding chapter. Okay. So in this chapter, we have discussed about till now the states of matter, and in the next part, we are going to discuss about the changing of the state of matter from one form to another form. Okay. So, but before that, let's get with the some of the question and answers. Okay, some of the question and answer which are related to the states of matter part. Okay. So first, which of the following, the question here is which of the following are matter? The given things are there: chair, air, love, smell, hate, almonds, thought, cold, lemon water, smell of perfume. All the things are given here. You have to find out which of the given followings are matter. Okay, so first, chair, we can see it, we can smell it. Okay, sorry, we can see it, we can touch it, so therefore chair is a matter. Air, also we can feel, plus air contains the dust particles and all these things, so therefore air is also a matter. Love is a feeling, so it is not a matter. No. Smell is also a matter, because smell is having what? Smell is having the matter particle only, therefore we are able to smell that thing, na? Means if I am made cake in our home, so the particles of the cake, which I have used some aroma in it, so that aroma particles are coming into our nose, that's why we are getting it smell, so therefore smell is also a particle, means a matter. Then hate, no, it is also a feeling. Almond, yes, it is a matter. Then other thought, no, it is also a feeling. Then cold, no, it is also a feeling. Then lemon water, yes, lemon water is a matter. Then smell of perfume, as the smell is there, then the smell of perfume also must be a matter. Okay, so these are the matters. It means love, hate, thought, cold, these are all feelings. Okay, they are not the matters. Next, give reason for the following observation. The first, smell of hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but to get the smell from cold food, you have to go too close to it. What is the reason behind it? Okay, so as we know that particles in the air, okay, particles in the air are flowing at higher temperature easily. When they are at higher temperature, they acquire high kinetic energy. It means that they are having higher speed, or their velocity is higher when the temperature is higher. Okay, due to this reason they move faster in the air, and from a very distance, also we can smell it. While in case of cold food, the particles cannot travel that much distance, and therefore we cannot smell them. Okay, therefore we cannot smell them from a very large distance. Okay, next, a diver is able to cut. A question is asking here that a diver is able to cut through water in a swimming pool. Which property of matter does this observation shows? The diver is able to easily cut through the water in the swimming pool because of the weak force of attraction between the water molecules. As we know that water is a liquid. Okay, water is a liquid, and liquid is having lesser intermolecular force or weaker intermolecular force than solids. Okay, and diver's body is a solid which is having stronger intermolecular force, so therefore when diver dives in the water, so its body easily cuts out the water and it can dive easily. Okay, there, what is the reason behind it? The reason is the lesser intermolecular force of the liquids there. Okay, next is the, what are the characteristics of the particles of matter? What are some of the characteristics of the particles of matters? First, presence of intermolecular space between the, okay, presence of intermolecular space between them. Second, particles are in constant motion. I have discussed this thing before also in the previous lectures also, that the particles which are present in a matter, they are always in a continuous motion, they are always in a constant motion there. Okay, they attract each other, also they attract each other. All the particles attract each other when present in a matter, and then due to that reason only they are forming the matter there. Okay, if they are not attracting each other, then they cannot form the matter there. So these are the characteristics of the particles of matter. Let's move further and start our next part, which is the high. Okay, so here I am giving you some of the conditions. Have you seen these conditions? Please try to remember. First, converting of ice into water. Have you seen this? That when ice converts into water. So in reality, what happens here? You know that if I am taking ice, then ice is a solid, and here water, which is a liquid. Okay, so it means that when ice is converting to water, then in reality solid is converting to a liquid. Okay, please try to remember. Have you seen this thing, or have you observed this thing before? Next is the changing of water into steam. Have you seen this thing? Have you observed that when water is heated, then it readily changes into steam, or we can say that here liquid is changing into gaseous state. Okay, here when we are heating the water, then what is happening there? Then water which is in liquid state, it is converting into a gaseous state here, which is steam here. Also freezing, when water is taken in our ice trays and we keep it in our refrigerator, what happens there? Ice is formed out there. So here what is seen here? Here also we are seeing that that liquid is cooled to form the solid. So here you can see that the major role which is playing here is of the temperature or of the heat. Okay, is a role of the temperature or heat here. When I am increasing the temperature, the solid is converting to liquid. When more temperature is increased out, then liquid is converted to gases. Okay, it means on increasing the temperature increase goes in this direction, solid to liquid, liquid to gases. But when temperature is decreased, then it go the other way. It means that gases to liquid and liquid to solid. Okay, so here the major role is played by the temperature here. If we are increasing the temperature, then the solid can turn out to liquid and the liquid can turn out to gases. But if I am decreasing the temperature here, then the gases will turn out to liquid and then it will convert to the solid thing. Okay, so this is known as change of state of matter. This process is known as change of state of matter. Okay, this process is known as change of state of matter. So let's see what are the different methods by using which we can change the state of matter. Okay, we can change the state of matter. So this process of change of state of matter from one to another. So let us discuss the process of conversion of solid to liquid, liquid to gases, and gases to solids, and vice versa. So first is the melting process. So what is a melting process? Let's see what is a melting process. The process in which a solid changes to liquid is called melting. Okay, when a solid is converted to liquid, then this process is known as melting process. The temperature at which the solid starts to melt or changes to liquid is known as melting point temperature. Okay, that is known as melting point temperature. In this process, what is happened here? In this process, when heat is provided to the solids, then the particles of the solids, I have told you in the previous class that the solids particles are closely packed with each other. They are closely packed with each other like this. When we are heating it, then what will happen? On heating it, the particles will move away from each other due to the heat which is gained by these particles. Okay, and due to this heat gaining, what will they do? They will start to move very fastly and up till a great extent as comparison to that of the positions which were they were taken in solids. Okay, so due to this reason, the spaces between the particles of the spaces between the particles of the solid particle will increase, and hence they will start to convert into liquid. They will start to convert into liquid, while they were in starting, they were in initial state, they were solid. Okay, but due to addition of heat there, the particles are absorbing this heat, and due to this absorption of heat, they start to move more rapidly, and due to this movement, what will happen? These particles will become separated from each other, which were closely packed. Now they will separate from each other, and the space between them will increase, and due to this reason, they will start to convert into liquid. So this process of conversion of solid to liquid is known as melting process. Okay, this is known as melting process. Next process, just opposite of the melting process, which is freezing or solidification. Okay, which is just opposite here, it means that when we will cool down the liquid, when we will cool down this liquid state, then what will happen? The heat will remove out from here, and here the process will become reverse. Okay, the process will become reverse, and this liquid's particle will come closer to each other, because the movement of the particle, the movement or the energy which was possessed by the particle is been reduced, and due to this reason, what will happen? Due to this reason, the particles which were farther or separated from each other, they will start to come closer to each other, and hence they will again convert to solid state. Okay, from liquid they will convert to solid state. So the process of liquid water changing into solid ice, one of the good example is that when liquid water is changed to solid ice, is termed as freezing. Okay, and in other words, when a liquid is changed into solid, then this process, due to losing energy present in its particles, is called solidification process. Okay, so the temperature here, the temperature at which the liquids converts to solid is known as freezing temperature, or freezing point temperature, or solidifying point temperature. Okay, solidifying point temperature or freezing point temperature. Next is the vaporization process or evaporation process. Okay, vaporization process or evaporation process. So vaporization is properly the process where a liquid is heated, and due to this reason, it will be converted to gas. Okay, what is happening here? Liquid particles which are separated from each other, but when I am providing more heat to them, then what will happen? This separation will increase more. And they will separated more from each other, and due to this reason, the liquid state will convert into gaseous state here. The best example is the vaporization of water. Okay, when we heat water, then water starts to boil, and then it converts to gas or steam. Okay, here one main thing is that boiling. Okay, so what is boiling? The temperature at which liquid converts to gases. Okay, so this state where the liquid starts to convert to gases, this point is known as boiling point temperature. Okay, and the process due to which this process is only when we will see that the water starts to boil there. Okay, or the liquid starts to boil here. So this is the temperature where the water or the liquid starts to boil. Okay, next is the condensation process. Just opposite of the boiling or evaporation. Here the liquid will condense, the gas will condense back to liquid. Okay, due to lowering of temperature, due to cooling, the gases are coming back to their liquid state. Okay, so this type of process is known as condensation. So one of the good example you can see at your home only, when we cover a hot food item with a lid, after some time we see that the lid's bottom is covered with water droplets. So from where these water droplets are coming? So these water droplets are coming due to the condensation of the water from the food particle only. Okay, so these are the some of the processes where we have seen that the changing of state of matter has been taking place. Okay, next is the sublimation process. Well, next is the sublimation. It is one of the important case where a gas directly converts to solid or directly cools down to solid, or a solid directly is heated and it directly converts to gas. Okay, so this type of process is known as sublimation. It means that, as I have told you before, that solid converts to liquid, then liquid converts to gas. Okay, but when gas directly converts to solid or solid directly converts to gas, this process is known as sublimation process. So the definition here becomes the process in which solid directly converts to gases, okay, without attaining its intermediate liquid state, this is known as sublimation. Best example for sublimation is camphor. In Hindi we call it as kapoor. Okay, so kapoor, when kept in open air, so after some time you will see that kapoor has been disappeared. Why? What happens? Because camphor sublimates in air. Okay, it sublimates in air. Due to the temperature of the room, it generally sublimates out. Okay, and it directly converts to the gaseous state without going to the liquid state there. So this type of sublimation is seen out. Also you have seen damargoli at your home, naphthalene balls. The balls or the damargoli, we call it as damargoli. We use it to keep our clothes fresh, or to prevent our clothes from being smelling foul when they are kept in places such as in storages. So after some time they smell foul there, na? So in order to prevent that foul smelling there, we use naphthalene ball there. Okay, or damargoli. In Hindi we call them as damargoli. So this damargoli or this naphthalene balls also get sublimated. After some time you will see that this damargoli is disappeared from there. So where it goes? It is disappeared in the air only. It gets sublimated in the air. So these were the some of the processes which were used to convert or to change the state of matter. In the next class we will study the latent heat, okay, types of latent heat, and also the temperature conversion. Okay, the temperature conversion we will study. So this was for our today's session, and we will meet in the next session with the next part. So please prepare the notes with each lecture. It will make your course easy. It will not make a burden on you for the last time. Okay, and be safe and be at your home. Thank you for watching this.